Have you ever noticed how everything seems to be getting more expensive? 20 years ago, your regular morning coffee might have been about $1, but today, it's $5. Meanwhile, Bitcoin has gone from being worth almost nothing in 2010 to around $100,000 today. So why do prices seem to keep going up, and why should you care? Today, we're looking at the connection between inflation and Bitcoin, with real-life examples of where Bitcoin has been a lifeline. First, let's get the fundamentals out of the way. Inflation is when your money loses power over time, meaning your dollar buys less stuff as the years go by. You can think of it as your money slowly melting away in your pocket. But why does inflation happen in real life? It's mainly driven by three factors. First, when too many people want to buy the same thing, prices go up. Just imagine everyone suddenly wanting the same limited edition sneakers, but since they're limited, prices have to go up. Second, when it costs more to make products. For example, there might have been a bad coffee bean harvest, the selling price must go up to pass those costs on. And third, this is the big one, when more money is created by central banks, i.e. printing. Now, go and have a look at your old receipts, or if you dare, ask your parents what they used to pay for groceries, rent, or a movie ticket. The difference can be shocking. In the US alone, prices have roughly doubled over the past 25 years. Bitcoin was created in 2009, right after the 2008 financial crisis, when many people were questioning the legitimacy of banks. Bitcoin is digital money that exists without anyone in charge. Instead, it runs on a public blockchain, which is basically a record of all transactions that everyone can see. But here's what makes Bitcoin special when we talk about inflation. Bitcoin has a limited supply. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins, no more, no less. This is completely different from regular money, which can be created by banks whenever they want. No one can decide to print more Bitcoin beyond that 21 million limit, not even Elon Musk. It's called digital gold, and it's designed to be rare. When countries get into real trouble, they have monetary tools in their toolkit. Some measures can have a negative impact on inflation though. For example, most of us will remember that in 2020, $4 trillion was injected into the US economy, increasing the money supply by about 20% that year. As we've seen, Bitcoin can't be printed like that. In fact, it has proved a lifeline for many people across the world. That's because it works outside the traditional banking system, can't be controlled, and can be sent anywhere in the world in minutes. Here are a few examples of how Bitcoin has acted as a lifeline. In Argentina, citizens have increasingly turned to Bitcoin and crypto stablecoins to protect their savings from soaring inflation. Inflation, which topped 200% a few years ago. Argentina leads Latin America in crypto transaction volume. Trends also show crypto purchases spike when the national currency, the peso, drops significantly. This highlights its role as a practical tool against economic instability. Turkish citizens have also embraced Bitcoin, largely as a response to the dramatic drop in the value of the national currency, the lira, which is over 80% down against the US dollar from 2017 to 2022, and also due to high inflation, which peaked at 85% in 2022. Bitcoin trading volumes often surge on exchanges during periods of currency crisis or political instability, such as in March 2025, following the arrest of Istanbul's mayor. This response illustrates Bitcoin's perception as a safe haven or lifeline. Venezuela presents another extreme case where hyperinflation reached 80,000% in 2018. The national currency, the bolivar, was devastated, compelling citizens to use Bitcoin and other cryptos like stablecoins for basic survival, such as buying food and preserving any remaining value. And in the United States, Bitcoin adoption is occurring with both individuals and large institutions. For example, many companies have added Bitcoin to their treasuries, and significantly, the US government established a strategic Bitcoin reserve in March 2025. The previous examples show that in a high inflation environment, or where currencies are highly volatile, Bitcoin tends to perform well. But what are the risks? Bitcoin has proven itself numerous times across the world as being a hedge against issues such as high levels of inflation and currency devaluation. But there are some big risks to also be aware of. The The first and biggest is Bitcoin's extreme price swings. While inflation might reduce your money's value by 2 to 4% per year, Bitcoin can lose or gain 10% of its value in a single day. There's also uncertainty about the rules and laws around crypto. Different countries have very different approaches, from welcoming it completely to banning it. These policies can change fast and dramatically impact on Bitcoin's value and access. The last time China banned Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin dropped around 12.5% in 1 hour. Finally, while Bitcoin might seem easy to use today, you could still lose access to your Bitcoin if you misplace your keys or your physical hardware wallet. Just look at James Howells. He lost $800 million worth of Bitcoin in the garbage dump. He's currently looking to buy the dump so he can actually find it. So what's the realistic takeaway? Bitcoin might serve as a long-term store of value because of its scarcity, but its day-to-day price swings make it unreliable for consistent inflation protection in the short to medium term, especially in low to medium inflation environments. In high inflation environments, it might be a different story. If you're thinking about Bitcoin as part of your strategy against inflation, only invest money you can afford to lose and consider it as part of a mix of investments. Basically, don't put all your eggs in one basket. So what have we really learned about money, inflation, and this thing called Bitcoin? Inflation silently erodes your wealth, but Bitcoin offers a way to fight back. Its fixed supply and its design make it more than just digital gold. It's a strategy to outsmart inflation, and a potential lifeline in a high inflation environment. For you, is Bitcoin part of your strategy? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this helpful, hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video. See you next time.